Hello, I thought we should do a quick little reading wrap up for the month of January. I read one anthology, 4 books, and a short story this month. The first book I finished in January was The God of Lost Words by A.J. Hackwood, which is the 3rd book in the Hills Library series. I think it was a perfect bittersweet ending to the series. I love books about books and looking into gods and mythology and the afterlife, and this whole series was fantastic. But I did end up giving this 4 stars. The second thing I've read this year was The Mysterious Study of Dr. Sex by Tamsin Muir. It was a pretty short, sweet look at some of the side characters in the series. I really enjoyed seeing Camilla and Calamities as kids. I gave this 4 stars. Next, I'm a little worried about rating this one, but it's fine. I read Caraval by Stephanie Garber. It had so much potential in just the setup of this book, and I was so disappointed because it lived up to none of it. It wasn't a hate read, but by the end of it, I was like, why did I read all of this? What was it all for? It was really disappointing because I know so many people love this, and I have fairly good luck with picking out books that I think would be good for me. And again, just a disappointment. I think this is a begrudging 2-star read, but only because the concepts were cool even if they were executed badly. I want to read a better version of this. Next, I read Tomb Sweeping by Alexandra Cheng. It is an anthology of short stories. It had some fun stories, but some of them were a little boring, I won't lie, or just didn't feel complete. So I did end up giving this 4 stars. The next book I read in January was Heartless Hunter by Kristen Ciccarelli, which I loved. The magic system was fantastic. The secrets that were being kept were incredibly high stakes, and while I saw some of the plot twists coming, there was always something a little different than I thought was going to happen that kept me on the edge of my seat. Anytime that I had a complaint about the plot, it was immediately resolved by the next chapter, if not by the end of the chapter. And I can see where some people could have some complaints about the dynamic between the heroine and the hero and their relationship, but my personal enjoyment of it outweighed it for me, honestly. It was such a quick, fast-paced read that made me want to keep reading, and I read it in 2 days, so it ended up being my first 5-star read of the year. And then the last book I read in January was The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I was really disappointed by this. The magic system was really cool, but I just felt like the hero wasn't developed well enough, and same with the relationship between the hero and the heroine. It got very bogged down trying to be a historical fantasy and a romance, and there were too many pieces kind of going around everywhere for it to be really cohesive. I gave it 3 stars. It had a lot of potential, but fell kind of flat, although I did still enjoy a good bit of the process of reading it.